You guys are here to see if this does the thing. So let's find out. Alright. Oh. Is it not working? Oh my gosh. Can I lift this up? It does the thing. Redbeard approved. The other Sunday, I was on sound and I was covering for a guy. It was a bad week. Um, the vocalist had put fresh batteries in right before the first service, which changed her level. In the meantime, I worked till 11 o'clock at night, and so then on Sunday all of a sudden I'm getting up early and I was behind on sleep, and so I had a bad time doing sound. And then in the meantime, at one point, Pastor Stu is gonna unplug his acoustic guitar, and so he gives me like the look, but the look could mean a few different things, and I gave him a look, and then he just yanked the cord on his guitar because he thought my look meant one thing, and I thought his look meant something, and then the guitar goes. So I had, you know, maybe that's when I went home and found out that these exist, or I found out they exist. So then I'm go to order it. Well, of course I want to go on YouTube and see, like, does it do the thing? There was no does it do the thing video, so this is it. I've made it and am making it. Um, let's see. Yeah, and okay, so one, I just want to say that I'm not singling out Pastor Stu, Pastor Matt. Just every time I've done sound for, I'm gonna say that every time I've done sound for some sort of worship setting, which is primarily where I've done sound. Yeah, I think. Well, no, they had a guy at the bar who. No, I did do. You know what? That one time they did. Okay, primarily, almost exclusively, I've done sound for worship, and so, and this is not unique to Pastor Stu. I can think of times Pastor Matt did it, or non-pastors who just happen to be acoustic guitar players. So I don't know how. I don't have an acoustic guitar. I don't know how fast acoustic guitars go through 9 volts, but it must be fast because every acoustic guitar player I know is just terrified of running down the 9 volt, and then even if you only got one service, you may go up, you know, 3 times, depending on the format of the service. Definitely one time because you'll have the sermon and then you'll come back and do one or two more songs. So, the beginning of service, the whoever's got an acoustic plugs in. You do your couple songs. They unplug. There's a sermon. They plug back in. Maybe there's communion or something, and they do it again. And just so many times I've been on sound, and then the guy like looks at the sound guy and reaches for the jack, and then you're supposed and you mute, and it's not it sometimes you're not looking at them, or they think, yeah. So it doesn't happen often, but it's a stressor, and it's just one more thing, and there's enough going on, especially with all these PowerPoint updates. I've given up on keeping up with PowerPoint. Like, I'm at the point with PowerPoint where I just push the button to go to the next slide, and if anything happens, I can do the quick edit. Like if the word's wrong, I can do the quick edit. I think they've probably updated since then, But if anything goes wrong, I just get out of the way and go, okay, PowerPoint has had 5 updates since I cared to learn. So, anyways, so yeah, so I ordered this for Pastor Stu. Yeah, for the church. Funny story, and at the risk of losing my heavenly reward, uh, I have been phasing out the old and replacing with Pig Hog all the cables at church. And what's funny about it is, so I got, hang on, I still have it. Oh, it's plugged in. It's not easier to unplug this end. So, man, if they ever reissue this Western plaid pattern, I'm loading up. But this was my first one, and so that's years old. That's pre-COVID because I got like the last few, and then I've been doing the camouflage ones. So I kind of got this army green camouflage thing with the dog. My sister, my mom, they get Alfred whatever. If it's green, army green, or camouflage, I probably picked it out, including his crate. What were we talking? Oh, okay. So pre-COVID, I went through the church's cables with the cable tester and like just made just decided like, why are we keeping broken cords? There was some of them you can fix or whatever, and so I think there was a couple that I gave to one of the Daves, like, hey, if you want to solder this or whatever. But I threw out like 10 cords, and I ordered, you know, all for the 3 stations, acoustic, electric, and bass. Mine, the plaid. I ordered the guitar cables, and then I've been working on replacing all the XLRs. Okay, so I do this first like big order of cables for the church, and at the same on that same order, I got my like not Amish but like plow hat, my big cowboy hat, and I got a couple of ZZ Top books. Really, CPAP machine. This is when you need to blow air. But anyways, so I do this massive order, and I hadn't started going to Pig Hog Direct. I was giving money to Jeff Bezos, which I still do. But anyways, and so I literally spent like more money ordering a bunch of stuff all at once than I had ever done before. And then like the next week or the week after that, we all went into quarantine and stayed home and didn't have any income for how many ever days it was. So yeah. And then when COVID happened and all of a sudden we're doing outdoor worship or whatever, at one point I found it was like 10 or a dozen XLRs for a really good price, and so I jumped on those, and so yeah, and so then as I'm setting up my studio, because we still have some of those in reserve, we still have a few that haven't even been opened. They're just at the church in reserve, and so in the studio here, when I was like, oh, I could run DI out of the Ampeg, which is how I've kind of done the demo with this. I went, oh, I'll just go by the church and grab one. Instead of paying for another XLR, I'll just steal something from the church. Not that my music stand maybe started there. I got a problem. Okay, let me say this. I have a bent for stealing, but thanks to Jesus and my grandma spanking me vigorously, I don't have a problem stealing, but I get it. And there's times where, like, you know, well, this is just sitting here. And the fact that I can talk about it, like the fact that I can talk about like my problem with stealing kind of tells you like I really don't have a problem with stealing. I'm not sneaking candy bars into my pocket. Just every once in a while, it's like, well, it's just sitting here. Yeah. Okay.